Hello, welcome back. We're going to be doing Unit 10 in Venture 3. This is a salvation class. It is part 1. It is as if we are in the classroom on June 1st, and we're going to be starting with page 124 in the student book. Here is the student book, page 124. This topic is conditionals, and the grammar focus is the future real conditional. Everyone, use an if clause to talk about future possibilities. So the word that we use with the future is will, right? The word will indicates and tells us that this is going to be in the future. It hasn't happened yet. Next, use the simple present in the if clause. So the if is the condition. That means if something happens, then this is what will happen. The next part is what will happen in the future, and that's where you're going to use the will. So in the if part of the sentence, we're using the present tense. Use the future in the main clause to talk about what could happen. Let's look at the examples. Everyone, if the fare is cheap enough, we will fly. So the future is we will fly if this is what happens. And in this sentence, what are we looking to see will happen? If the fare is cheap, and that's using the present tense. Fare is cheap. Next, also, the punctuation is a comma if the conditional is at the beginning of the sentence. So, for example, to make sure we keep this in mind, this is how we're going to read that sentence. If the fare is cheap enough, comma, we will fly. Period. Next one. We will fly if the fare is cheap enough. So what is the conditional part of this sentence? That's right. If the fare is cheap enough. Notice it's at the end of the sentence, so there is no comma. I'm assuming that you are speaking and reading out loud. That is really important when you're learning English in order to strengthen the muscles of your mouth, in order to have confidence in practice in speaking English out loud. This is a great place to do it. Next sentence. If the weather is bad, comma, she won't go swimming. So here they're showing you a negative form of this particular lesson that they're trying to teach. If the weather is bad is the conditional. It has the present tense. And the future, won't is will not. And here it's negative. So she won't go swimming. Let's read the next one. She won't go swimming if the weather is bad. So what did they do in this sentence? Yes, they put the conditional at the end so there is no comma. It's she will not go swimming. That is the future of what's going to happen if the condition happens. And the condition in this particular case is if the weather is bad. Remember, that is using the present tense. Next, if they get off time from work, comma, they will visit their relatives in California. Which part is the conditional? That's right. If they get off time from work, using the present tense. And because it's at the beginning, what punctuation are you going to use? That's right, a comma. This is what's going to happen if the condition is met. They will visit their relatives in California. Future, punctuation, period at the end. The last one, they will visit their relatives in California if they get time off from work. What is the conditional here? That's right. If they get time off from work. Where is it in the sentence? It is at the end. Do you need a comma? No, you do not need a comma. You just start the sentence with a capital letter. This is not the if clause. This is the main clause, future, and then the conditional. Okay, let's go down to practice. A, complete the sentences, use the simple present or future form of the verbs. Circle the future conditional clause. The example, Annette and William will take their children to see adventure next month if William gets a few days off. So which part of this sentence is the conditional clause? That's right. If William gets a few days off, the conditional part always begins with the word if. And William is a he, so what is the rule for the verb? That's right. The verb needs an S on the end if it's he, she, or it. Is there a comma separating the main clause and the conditional clause? Why not? Because the conditional clause is at the end. Okay. Number 2, everyone, and I will pause so that you can insert the correct word. If they get a discount, they will reserve a room in a hotel. What is the conditional part? If they get a discount. Conditional part of the clause of the sentence uses present tense. If the condition is met, something will happen in the future. So we use the future tense, will reserve. Let's read it one more time. If they get a discount, they will reserve a room at a hotel. Good. Number 3, if prices are too high, they this is negative. So you're going to create the negative using the future. They will not take an expensive vacation. So which part is the conditional? If prices are too high. Then the future. The next part of the action will happen in the future. You need the will. By the way, is the conditional at the beginning or end of the sentence? So if it's at the beginning, what is the punctuation? That's right, a comma after the if clause, a comma after the conditional. Okay, number 4. We will have a picnic on Saturday if it does not rain. So we're using does because it needs an S on the verb. It does not rain. What is the conditional part of this sentence? It does not rain. Is there a comma? No. Why not? It is at the end of the sentence. Let's read the whole thing again. We will have a picnic on Saturday if it does not rain. Number 5. If you Give me the money. I will buy the concert tickets. What part is the conditional? If you give me the money. So the conditional part is the present tense. If that happens, something's going to happen in the future. So the future word is will. Why is there a comma after the after the conditional clause? That's right. If it's at the beginning of the sentence, you put a comma to separate it from the main clause. Good. Number 6, if you come to Chicago, we will meet you at the airport. Which one is the conditional clause? If you come to Chicago, present tense. What will happen in the future if that condition is met? That's right. We will meet you at the airport. Good. Number 7, they will fly to Miami next month if they find a cheap flight. Which part is the conditional? If they find a cheap flight, and that is the present tense. What will happen in the future if that condition is met? That's right. They will fly to Miami next month. Is there a comma separating the two clauses? Why not? That's right. The conditional clause is at the end. No need for the comma. Number 8, we will not go camping if the weather is too hot. Which part of that sentence is the conditional? If the weather is too hot. Is there a comma? No. Why not? That's right. The conditional is at the end of the sentence. Number 9, if it rains, comma, we will have the party inside. Which part is the conditional? That's right. If it rains, and it rains because it needs an S on the verb. And the future part is will have, has not happened yet. Okay. Number 10, if she needs a rental car, comma, she will look for one online. Which part is the conditional? If she needs. Why does need have an S on the end? That's right. He, she, and it needs an S on the verb. And if this condition is met, when is the action going to happen? The action is going to happen in the future. Okay, so this is a lesson on conditionals, which we just did, and now we're going to listen to it on the CD. And while we're doing that, I want you to read along with it in order to cement this particular grammar concept in your mind and in your head. Here we go.
Page 124, exercise 2A. 1. The Patels are from India, but they live in the United States now. They are planning a wedding for their...
Wrong CD. Easily fixed. Here we go.
Page 124, exercise 2A. 1. Annette and William will take their children to see Adventure next month if William gets a few days off. 2.
If they get a discount, they will reserve a room at a hotel.
3. If prices are too high, they won't take an expensive vacation. 4.
We will have a picnic on Saturday if it doesn't rain.
5. If you give me the money, I will buy the concert tickets. 6.
If you come to Chicago, we will meet you at the airport.
7. They will fly to Miami next month if they find a cheap flight. 8.
We won't go camping if the weather is too hot.
9. If it rains, we will have the party inside. 10.
If she needs a rental car, she will look for one online.
So we're going to stop here in our book, and since we only have a few minutes left in this particular segment, I thought we would review some vocabulary words and introduce one that might be new to you. So we are talking about vacations. We're talking about people going places. What is a vacation? So the dictionary definition of vacation is an extended period of recreation, especially spent away from home. So what is recreation? Or what word is the opposite word of recreation? Work, right? So it means anything that does not involve work. It involves fun, play, and something where you don't have to think too hard. So it can also be used as a verb. It is not always a thing. So the way that you can use the word vacation as a verb is, for example, where will you vacation this summer? We're going to vacation in Savannah, right? So here is an example of the word vacation being used as a verb. Here are some other words that are used in regard to vacation. Holiday, rest, time off, respite. What is it? Respite. Respite is a short period of rest from doing something that is unpleasant. The word is respite. The next one, departure. The next, inactivity. Yes, inactivity is a very favorite word to be used when you're on vacation. So going back to the one that might be new, it's respite. What is a respite? A short period of rest, especially away from something unpleasant. Have a good day.